All right, in this video, we are going to be reviewing how to access and complete assignment number 5, which is the technical brief part 7. As usual, we start with our search engine page. I use Google. From here, we go to the springisd.org website. From the district homepage, we scroll down to Empowered Learning at Home. And then we select 6th grade, which is our grade level. Notice we are here on assignment 5, technical brief part 7. It's due May 19th, which is next week, Tuesday. To access the PBL2 document, we click on this Erase Food Waste link, and it brings up PBL2. When you scroll down to page 4, you'll notice again where it says technical brief complete part 7. So I'm going to select this hyperlink to make a copy of the technical brief part 7. This is what I'm going to turn into my teacher. So I make a copy of it. Once I select make a copy, it pops up like this. I have to make the document my own. So I'm going to erase where it says copy of, and instead I'm going to type WMS because I am at Wells Middle School. At the end of the document title, I'm going to add my name to make it my own. And then I'm going to share it with my teacher by clicking the blue share button and typing in my teacher's email address. Before I click share with her, I need to make sure that the pencil icon is showing so that she's able to edit my document. Once I select her email address, I'm going to click send. This will send my document to my teacher so that she's able to view my work and assign a grade. So before I start working through this brief, notice it's going to be about the business that you created in assignment number 3. So you're going to have your technical briefs part 1 through 3 open. So when you picked your food waste challenge or your problem and when you had your solution, that's the document that you're going to use to complete part 7, okay? So let's go back to the PBL2 document for a second. We're going to scroll down to see what information is provided to us for assignment number 5. So we've already done all of these parts. Okay, now it looks like once we get to assignment number 5, this is where it starts. It starts on page 7 with apply. And it tells us to watch the ugly carrot video and to answer these think about or discuss questions. Okay, and then it says it's time for us to create our pitch. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open this link and I'm going to watch the ugly carrot video. Before I watch this though, I'm going to copy and paste these questions because these are the questions that I need to answer. So when I go to my technical brief part 7, I'm just going to copy and paste the questions right into this document. So notice I just pasted them right under the part where I need to put my name, and let me just go ahead and add my name to this document. You don't need to create a whole new document to answer these questions, you'll just leave them here. So question number 1 says, have you ever seen a carrot or other similarly misshapen produce item at the grocery store? If you did see this carrot or another similarly misshapen produce item, would you buy it? Why or why not? Would you pay the same price as if it was perfectly shaped? So let's watch the video to see what information it gives us to answer these questions.
I want you to ask yourself, what defines you?
Okay, so basically this is a video about a carrot that looks different than most carrots that we see, but he's talking about how he's just as valuable and useful as other carrots that are traditionally shaped. So here I'm going to go ahead and answer these questions. Question number 1 says, have you ever seen a carrot or other similarly shapen produce item at the grocery store? Yes, I've seen misshapen items at the grocery store often. Okay, so I've answered question number 1. Question number 2 says, if you did see this carrot, would you buy it? Yes, I would buy it more likely if there were no other options, or if I am making something where the carrot is going to get cut up anyway, right? Because if I'm going to cut it up, it doesn't matter what it looks like, because it's not going to look like that once I'm done cutting it. Why or why not? Okay, would you pay the same price? So I would buy the carrot because its appearance does not change the meal I'm cooking. And yes, I would pay the same price for it. Same price for the carrot. Okay. So ultimately, it doesn't matter the carrot, it doesn't change the meal, so I would buy it and I would pay the same price for it. So the first thing I did was I inserted those 3 questions into my technical brief part 7 document at the top, and I answered them. Okay, now when I go back to PBL 2, let's see what it tells me. It says, now it's time to create and pitch your solution to the challenge, a socially conscious food business that uses a sliding price scale to reduce food waste. It says, design a solution to your problem, brainstorm possible solutions to the problem, be creative and daring. Your first idea doesn't have to be perfect. Create a model or prototype of your solution to test it and demonstrate the problem it will solve. Read this article about every table and its sliding scale prices. Using sliding price scales, use the article to learn how companies like farms, grocery stores, and restaurants are using sliding price scales to tackle food waste. Be careful, these examples use sliding price scales to get more customers, which may or may not reduce food waste. Things to consider when developing a sliding price scale. How will my prices attract customers? And will my sliding price scale increase purchases of imperfect produce? How? And then it says, complete your technical brief. So keep track of how you developed your product, use the technical brief to reflect on your process, report on other ideas you considered, and discuss the mathematics and science you used while conducting research. Also, the technical brief is where you will describe the specifics of your solution and justify why and how it works. So let's take a look at article, the restaurant chain sets prices on a sliding scale. This kind of sounds similar to my solution, but I'm not sure because I haven't read the article yet. So let's just see how long it is. Okay. Doesn't seem to be that long actually. So I'm going to do what I usually do with articles. I'm going to copy and paste this article into my document. So I'm going to take the title and I'm going to go to my technical brief part 7 and I'm going to paste it in right here, and then I'm going to paste the rest of the article in so that I can read it. Copy, paste. It's a very short article, as you can see. Paste. So now you can see I've pasted the whole article into my technical brief part 7. So now I have to read it and see what information it offers me for my assignment. Chains like Sweet Green have received acclaim for turning fast food healthy, but the fact remains that nutritious, convenient meal options tend to be expensive. A new chain wants to change that in at least low-income neighborhoods. Every Table, which is opening 2 locations in LA this summer, will vary its menu pricing at each location to local income levels. So this is interesting. So they are going to have different prices depending on the neighborhood. So restaurant will have different prices depending on the neighborhood location. According to the New York Times, the price of Every Table's most expensive meal, a Jamaican jerk chicken bowl with coconut rice and plantains, will be $4.50 at the South LA location. Across town, in a wealthier downtown LA, the same meal will cost about $9. So this is letting me know, right, in a lower income neighborhood, so in a lower income neighborhood where the people make less money, the food is half the cost, half the price. Okay. And then in a wealthier neighborhood, so here we are in a neighborhood where people make more money, the food will cost double the price. That's interesting. This model, the restaurant's founders say, allows the chain to serve up its healthier dishes for much less than some of their counterparts. We don't love the word subsidized because each store is designed to be individually profitable, says Sam Polk, co-founder of the chain. The South LA location's grab-and-go format doesn't require many employees, which keeps the costs low. So this is important. So I'm going to highlight this. Okay. Still, Polk hopes that patrons of the higher priced will take pride in helping to make sure that healthy meals are available to those with lower food budgets. So the incentive to buying the meal for $9 is that you get to help people in the other communities. So patrons of higher priced, right, will take pride in helping. So this is why they think people will spend twice the amount on the meal. I think it's similar to Tom's, Polk says, where you buy a pair of shoes knowing that someone else in some needy part of the world is going to get a similar pair of shoes for nothing. Right, I own a pair of Tom's. I don't know if you guys know that. So you can buy a pair of Tom's here for yourself for $50 and someone else somewhere else gets them for free. Our first 2 locations are only about 2 miles apart, but the needs of each community are so different. Co-founder David Foster tells Tech Insider, why not build a model where everyone can access the same meals at a price that makes sense for them? Foster and Polk hope they'll be able to expand their operation to more neighborhoods in the future, allowing both their business and mission to grow. So that's the end of that article for the PBL2 as we're working to complete Technical Brief Part 7. Now let's see what is next. We've read this article and we've considered these 2 things, and now it's telling us take a look at the business proposition questions and the business model options. These will help you think about who your customer is and how your product will be of value to them. When deciding on how you will design your business, consider the following. Who are your customers? Why do they need your design? How does your solution enhance what customers like about their situation and fix what they dislike? What type of business model will you use for your product? So we have to look at these 2 documents next before we can go ahead and answer the technical brief part 7. So in the next video, I'm going to walk you through completing the technical brief part 7. So stay tuned for video 2.